Good morning. Welcome to the Crawford County Commissioners Work Session for April 5th. We'll start with the APO. Heidi's like, yes, that's me.
That was somewhat of a reluctant,
She looked around and that's who came up. Good morning,
well, thank
Heidi.
you, Heidi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're requesting to ratify purchase of Dell laptop, $824.47. This replaces one that broke and could not be fixed.
Okay, any questions for Heidi? Thank you. The county sheriff.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, David.
I'm here to get approval for the cost to remove and dispose the old x-ray machine for $3,020 with $887 still available from the grant. I think we talked about this before and I never got it amended, so, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
any questions for Dave? Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
The courts. Well, look, there's Heidi again. Okay.
We're requesting approval for a one-time shredding pickup of materials from the MDJ Vernon office through Shred It for $227.25. This
Okay.
was budgeted.
Any questions for Heidi? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The Fair Board, Commissioner Readerspan on behalf of the Fair Board.
Yeah, requesting approval of a contract that the Fair Board passed at their last meeting with Amp Electric for work before and during the fair, and also for a bucket truck if needed. The hourly rates are before the fair, $48 an hour, during the fair, 58, and the bucket truck only if it's needed is $50 an hour.
Was there a cap on that, Francis, or did there?
No.
No cap.
But I believe that's the same prices from last year.
Last year?
If my memory serves me right.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, Francis.
Yep.
Judicial Center Maintenance.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Tim.
Morning, Tim.
Tim?
Hey, I am looking to get approval to renew the contract for Schneider Electric. They do our UPS system at the Judicial Center, and it is, from last year to this year, it's about a $570 increase, give or take 10%, I guess, and it's a yearly thing. And then the other issue that I have is I'm looking to get approval to call Betterview Window Cleaning. They're somewhere between May and June as far as coming out, so this won't be any time real soon. I budgeted $3,000 for fall and spring cleaning, so, you know, $1,500 a whack, so, and their estimate was roughly $1,300. Questions?
So, yeah, I guess I've got a couple questions. On the first one,
Yes.
it's been going up 10% each year, that electric?
I don't think it did, I don't think it went up last year quite that much,
Okay.
but I can't recall what it went up, so.
Are we committed to Schneider Electric?
Pretty much.
Okay,
I mean, it's basically their equipment.
it's
you know,
proprietary for them, so we have to use them?
So, as far as I know, yes. I mean, they have done us a good job. A couple times we've had emergencies and they dealt with everything very well. In fact, the guy was just here an hour ago and did a battery check, so.
Okay, all right. And on the window, so you're looking at a semi-annual cleaning, not
Yes.
not a biannual cleaning?
Yes,
This says
it's
biannual.
Twice a year.
Okay, semi-annual.
Yeah.
One question, Tim, on the first part. So that's not replacing the battery. That's just annually.
That's just the maintenance on it, and that is, I don't know what they have in there, $700-800 for guaranteed call out for 4 hours should you have an emergency and everything goes down.
Like, Stephanie, you'd have that copy of that contract, would you? Could you give me a copy? Thank you. I'm just curious. Thank you, Tim. Any other questions, Tim?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Assessment, Mr. Galbo. Good morning.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, Joe.
I come before you this morning requesting a replacement of two of the assessors' laptops. When Ezra changed their formatting for the mapping system that we have, it suddenly now required much more RAM than apparently the laptops we have. We were able to upgrade Janet's because hers did allow for that. It's a little better, but Casey and Tyler's just like a dial-up modem right now working with it. So, and then also Kathy's computer, which is 9 years old, and it's starting to fail a little bit. And I think at some point, Tim, that a lot of these have got to go to 11 anyway at some point.
Yeah, we have to go to Windows 11, so I recommend
So we have those items before you, and then also the invoice for San Martino Stout and Lopresti with regard to the Riverside Brewing appraisal pursuant to the outstanding tax.
Any questions for Joe? Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks.
IT. Morning.
Morning, Tim.
IT's here to seek to ratify of the purchase of 34 Microsoft Office 2021 standard licenses from CDWG for $10,369.66.
Okay.
And the next is seeking to purchase the work in 2022 for the server room AC unit support work from Scoble Company. And I forgot to add the mileage of one of the invoices, so the total now is $961.65 for the two invoices. One, the 775 one is $435 instead of $390, and then 776 is $526.65.
Under 7A, Tim, that was budgeted, not budgeted? I can't remember what you told me before.
It wasn't a budgeted item.
So you had broke it down by department, and then the departments are gonna have to find that within their budget?
Well, I had it in mind under the professional services, so.
Oh, so, okay.
So-
So you found a place for it?
Yes.
I appreciate it, okay. Any questions for Tim? Thank you, Tim. Public safety, Greg? Morning, Greg.
Morning, Greg.
Requesting approval of the payment of $17,934.53 to Gildeas for work they're doing out at the Greaser Road Tower site.
You wanna give a short update, where are we at right now, just?
We're in northwestern Pennsylvania.
Greg.
and
It's
we're
awesome.
held up with rain for the most
Okay.
part. The land has been cleared, and they're hoping yesterday to start on some, the driveway
Okay.
portion. If that gets done and not washed out today, then we'll be
Ready to
to the
go.
point where we're ready to go for core borings to determine the foundation.
So trying to get the driveway to this base to do it, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So that's where we're at with that. Request approve the payment of $10,784 to MCM Consulting to do the hazardous materials commodity flow study. $8,000 of that is covered by a grant, the remaining balance by the Tier 2 funds. Requesting approve the purchase of the listed equipment that was provided to enhance our IM responding system for the county at a cost of $2,969. And also requesting a payment of $2,200 to the LSSE for the work at the Sugar Lake Tower site, which that is in its infancy, but they're, as of yesterday, said they're ready to prepare the stormwater and land development plans to the Conservation District and to the township by the end of May. And we had 3 cameras that died as a result of the power outages recently, requesting to have those replaced by Mobilecom at a cost of $1,552.20.
Okay,
And finally, we're just requesting to reimburse the Bloomfield Township Volunteer Fire Department for upgrades they did to one of our own generator tower lights assemblies that's housed at their station. That's a $1,173.03 for parts only. They donated the labor for that.
okay, any questions for Greg?
Nope.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you. Planning,
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Zach.
morning, Zach.
First item this morning, we're seeking approval to pay an invoice from Pashik MTR. The amount is $1,558.75. This is for their engineering services for February 2023 for the Ed Meyer Complex in Titusville. It's non-budgeted and it's paid out of the Titusville fiscal year 2020 CDBG program.
Okay,
We're also asking for approval to pay an invoice to Stifler McGraw Associates in the amount of $1,155 for engineering services for Church Run flood mitigation. This is paid for out of the City of Titusville's fiscal year 2021 CDBG program.
okay,
We are also asking for approval to send Samantha Travis to the Rural PA Housing Conference at Seven Springs in May 2023. This is non-budgeted, but is covered under the Whole Home Repair Program.
okay,
We're also seeking to ratify a resolution authorizing the creation and appointment of an additional membership to the Crawford County's Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee. The individual's name, or individual being appointed is Bob Thompson, representing the Township Association, and a clarification of the prior resolution. correcting Kristen Kerr's name in the resolution as well.
Okay.
We're also seeking approval to pay an invoice to HRG in the amount of $18,419.25. This is for engineering services on the East Branch Trail, Knox and Kane. It's in not budgeted item, but it is covered under the ARC Power Grant.
Okay.
We're also asking approval. The Planning Commission has made a recommendation for appointing 3 individuals to fill the remaining terms of vacated seats on the Crawford County Planning Commission. The first individual is Kristen Hauser with Westmead Township. The term for her would expire December 31st, 2025. The second individual is Stacy Ross, of the city of Titusville. Her term would end December 31st, 2024. And the third individual is Stephanie Thauer with Venango Township, and her term would end December 31st of this year.
Okay.
We're also asking for approval to purchase a rental database address listing from Caldwell Listing Company, Inc. in the amount of $250. This is for the county's comprehensive plan project. It is intended for us to cross-reference with assessment data to send out a randomized survey mailing to citizens here in the county. And that is paid for out of the State Facility Transition Closure Grant Program.
Okay.
That listing will also help 911 Public Safety in their addressing of rental units versus homeowner units.
Okay.
The last item, we're asking to pay an invoice to Michael Baker International for their work on the county's comprehensive plan. The total amount is $6,522 and is paid for again out of the State Facility Transition Closure Grant.
Any questions for Zach? Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
Exactly.
County maintenance? Morning, Mark.
Morning. Requesting to ratify approval to pay, well, they aren't all invoices, for the HVAC project. Change order request number 7 is an addition of $3,725. Change order request number 14 is an addition of $2,416. Change order request 15 is $1,772. Change order request 16 is adding 2,006, and change order request 17 is deducting 3,056. This is a total addition of $7,079.75.
Okay.
Whoops. That carries on to the other page. Powell's portable toilets for $160 in register recorder's office. Nope,
Okay.
that doesn't look right. Hang on.
The 7,079 includes Powell's and registered recorders.
Yes, I'm guessing.
All right.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.
That caught me off guard, it was on the other page. Sorry.
Okay.
Requesting approval to pay Eads Architects for professional services on the window project for $432.46.
Okay.
Request to ratify approval of invoices for the modeling project of the Treasurer's Office remodel totaling $5,518.90. That's to Ace Contractor for $3,910.52, Bulldog Lock for $73.94, Home Depot for $393.11, Granger for $54.48, Sherwin-Williams for $503.51, Sunbelt Rentals for $187.30, and Weber Electric for $396.04.
Okay.
Requesting approval to install carpet LVT tiles in the new treasurer's office from Folks Flooring America for $6,500.
Okay.
Requesting approval to install new circuits, wiring, and outlets in the new treasurer's office to Mark Johnson Electrical, not to exceed $3,840. Requesting approval to pay Brian Noah, the project manager, for professional services from March 1st to March 31st for $2,565. Requesting approval to pay the invoice for the Eads Group, that's for professional engineering services for the rehab of Creek Road Bridge, County Bridge number 8, for $6,397.39. This will be paid for with liquid fuels money. Requesting to ratify approval to issue a notice to award and an agreement to Shingle Decker Welding for the rehab of Creek Road Bridge number 8 for $145,000, paid for with liquid fuels money. Requesting to ratify approval to pay an invoice from White Land Surveying. This is to provide a survey. This is to provide a survey for the Crawford County Care Center property totaling $700. The acreage is 7.021 acres. Requesting approval to subdivide the 7.021 acres that is occupied by the Crawford County Care Center. Requesting approval to hire Eads Group. This is for engineering services to reroute a water line for the Crawford County Care Center for $7,500.
Okay,
Requesting approval to hire Clearwater Systems. This is to install water softener in the renewed Life Haven for $12,070.64. Requesting approval to hire Rabe Environmental. This is to install a pressure reducing valve in the renewed Life Haven for $2,250. Requesting approval to hire Rabe Environmental to install a chemical feeder filter system on the heating system at the renewed Life Haven for $6,311.
okay,
Requesting approval for a notice of an intent to award to Jordan Specialty Excavating LLC to build a water retention pond at the fairgrounds for $42,995.20.
okay,
And requesting to ratify approval to pay Mark Johnson Electrical Contracting to replace a 200 amp breaker style disconnect at the fairgrounds for $885.
Branches, do you want to just mention the water retention pond quickly, what we're trying to do with it, so people know? First they've saw it probably.
Yeah, that water retention area, that's in the infield inside the racetrack at the fairgrounds, and that's to help capture the water coming off the racetrack, the stage, and part of the grandstand. There's a tremendous amount of water that goes down through there and then goes under the racetrack and out toward the horse ring. So this should help take care of a lot of that rainwater during most storms.
Thank you,
And give
Francis.
it a chance to permeate down into the ground.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Human Services?
Morning, Sue.
Morning, Sue.
Morning, Sue.
I'm requesting approval of 34 transportation agreements between local school districts and CYS. These transportation procedure agreements ensure that the respective school district and CYS work together to design a local transportation plan for foster care children enrolled in the school district.
Okay,
Requesting approval of the purchase requisition for Family Links to provide emotional intelligence training. This training was provided to our BCM, mental health, and renewed Life Haven staff in February. This contract is to provide the training to our CYS staff as well. The training is scheduled for a half day on June 14th. The total cost of the training is $600. The cost of the county is $136.62. This is a budgeted item. Requesting approval of the purchase requisition for food requests for various human service meetings. The total cost would not exceed $3,450. The cost of the county would not exceed $335.64. This is a budgeted item. Requesting approval to send 3 human services vehicles to auction. All 3 vehicles will not pass inspection without significant work and cost.
Just 1 second, if I could, on those. Eric and I would like to review those 3 vehicles as possible use for the jail, just as a perimeter
Okay.
vehicle, because it doesn't have, it doesn't need inspector to go on the road, so.
Okay,
We'll go out and take a look at those and see if there's something that works to
Okay,
replace
great.
the one they have at the
Yeah.
jail now.
all right.
thank you.
Yep. Requesting approval of the license agreement with University of Pittsburgh at Titusville for rental of their facilities to hold our first CIT training from October 9th to October 13th. The total cost of the rental is $350. There's no cost to the county. The total will be paid for through our crisis grant funds. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 22-23 CYS JP contract with Courage Within for diagnostic, individual, family, and group therapy services and attendance at team and permanency meetings. We've not contracted with this provider before, but Chelsea Ackerman is a new independent contractor who will be providing equine assisted therapy at Blended Spirits Ranch. Similar to a couple of our other contracted providers, the services and rates are the same as Trade Winds Counseling. And finally, requesting approval of this C2 amendment to the fiscal year 22-23 MHIDEI contract with Family Services of Northwest Pennsylvania. This amendment is increasing the total contract maximum for family-based mental health services from $18,500.04 to $28,100.04. The increase is needed to cover the remainder of the fiscal year. The cost to the county for the additional $9,600 of funding is $512.53.
Any questions for Sue? Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Finance?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm requesting approval for invoices totaling $827,578.79. The first is through Crawford County Humane Society. It's the 2023 budgeted allocation in the amount of $4,000. That comes from public safety, other contributions. The second is to P-CHIP. It's our April 2023 health insurance, invoice number 122918-0, in the amount of $749,072.39. That comes from our health insurance premiums. The next is to Energy Services. It's the second quarter 2023 energy procurement services, invoice number 36223, in the amount of $1,214. That comes from Buildings and Grounds. Next is to the Crawford County Historical Society. It's the 2023 budgeted allocation in the amount of $2,000. That comes from Culture and Recreation contributions. Next, we have Remedy Analytics Incorporated. It's our fourth quarter 2023 pharmacy, and it is invoice number 117255527 in the amount of $5,683.40. That comes from health insurance premiums. Next, we have Crawford County Housing Coalition. It's the 2023 budgeted allocation in the amount of $15,000. That comes from homeless assistance contributions. And finally, we have Community Health Services. It's the February 2023 trips reimbursement, invoice number 161, in the amount of $50,609, and that comes from Human Services Transportation contributions.
Any questions for Stephanie? Human Resources?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Brittany.
I'm requesting to ratify the payment of the Campbell Durant and Beatty invoice number 74605 in the amount of $10,428.97 for special labor counsel.
Okay.
The next item is requesting to approve the amendment to the hosting service agreement with Pension Technology Group, Inc. We had approved the agreement previously. While we were going through that demo, they were not finalized on a new system that they were implementing. Basically, it's going to improve some of the security, speed, things like that. So there's no charge to it. We just have to have a signed, updated agreement.
Any questions for Brittany? Thank you.
Thank you.
The Commissioner's Office?
Yeah, the first one, thank you. The first one is to approve an easement and right-of-way agreement with Penelec and Mid-Atlantic Interstate Transmission LLC. This relates to the replacement of a transmission line that runs, a portion of which runs through the edge of the county forest.
Okay.
Have an Act 6768 emergency permit notification from Keystone Consultants for the Passawater Terrace project located in Vernon Township. Notification from Salt Painting for renewal of the DEP air quality program operating permit for the site in Tigertown. Notification from Porter Consulting for submission of the GP 11 permit for demolition of the former Leadville Cinema building. And Act 146768 notification from Dyson Elmy for small flow treatment facility in Woodstock Township.
Okay, just upcoming events. The courthouse will be closed on Good Friday, which is April 7th. Next full session will be April 12th. Any public comment? Commissioner comments, Commissioner Saab.
Just wish everyone a safe and enjoyable Easter.
Commissioner Wiederspin.
And I would just echo that, wishing everyone a blessed Easter.
That sounds like a good thing to end on, so
Very good.
thank you all. See you next week.